Welcome to another Monday Night Live session of the Watercraft Journal. I am your host, Kevin Shaw. I got me some pineapple jarritos. We're going to chill out tonight and have some fun. It's a little slushy because I've had it in the freezer in the garage. I'm telling you, if you guys don't get your hands on some Mexican soda, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know what you're missing. Oh man, I'm telling you. Well, I guess we should just raise a glass to Billy. Billy's here in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I was not expecting this young man who's celebrating his birthday this last weekend. Hello, Billy. Raise a glass to Billy, everyone. That's what I like to see. All right. Well, who had a fun weekend this weekend? I sure did. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to have a little bit of fun tonight as we go over the 2025 Yamaha WaveRunner lineup. Unfortunately, I thought Billy was traveling, so that's why Billy is not the guest host of the show tonight. And Greg is at the media introduction for people who are not blacklisted. This guy. And I had actually reached out to Josh Dowling of Watercraft Zone to be the co-host tonight. And I think he was scared of being involved because he didn't want to burn any bridges. He's got a good relationship with Yamaha. So I'm flying solo tonight, folks. And I have no problem about that. That's fine with me. I'm more than capable of taking all the heat. So let's get into tonight's topic, and that is going over the 2025 Yamaha WaveRunner lineup that was introduced at 8 p.m. Eastern or 9 p.m. Eastern on 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or was it 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time last Friday? Anyways, if you guys were paying attention, the predictions made on this show were wrong. Pretty much everything that I had, everything that we had talked about did not come to pass on Friday. And so kind of wanted to talk about that first. My job for the last 17 years has been in talking with industry insiders, talking with people involved in the industry, talking with people who work inside of OEs, people who work in dealerships, they work in manufacturing. They're involved in all facets and all different kinds of aspects of the sport, of the industry. And the big talk was that hey, by the way, I'm not stopping what I'm talking about for super chats. I'll be circling back around for super chats. I now have on my software an ability to kind of pigeonhole and stick all the super chats in a corner so that I can get to them later. I'm really sick and tired of stopping what I'm doing to do the super chats. So don't take it. I'm not upset. I'm not mad, but the momentum thing, stopping what I'm doing to answer super chats isn't going to happen. So anyway, I appreciate the support. I want your super chats. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying hang on tight. I'm going to get to them once we're done. Okay. So, hey, finally, this stupid thing. Okay. I've been trying to queue up our article that we did over the weekend talking about the Watercraft. But first, and talking with the people that I talk to and having these conversations and exploring different topics, I have to kind of slush through what is more likely than other things. And that does take some predictive software. That does take me being able to kind of weigh what works and what isn't working. That being said, I had really good intel a year ago, even up to the beginning of the year, that progress with the SVHO, the 1.9 liter SVHO, was going very well, and that they were getting some very positive results. They're very happy with the results that they're getting. They felt that they had a very strong contender, and that there was internal pressure to get the 1.8 liter out of there. So all that spoke to me as bitching, we got a horsepower war. And everything that I talked to with other people echoed the same thing. Then about June, a really reliable source with better connections than I do came out and said, hold your horses. New SVHO ain't happening this year. And instead, they're going to make some sort of plastic-based jet ski. And I was like, I mean, we were joking about it. We laughed. And we're like, ha, 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 you know, oh, we'll call it it's probably made out of the plant, the plant-based plastic that they use for the engine cover. We'll call it the veggie runner. And we're all making these jokes and we're all laughing our butts off. But I still didn't chalk it up to being reliable. I don't know. I literally just kind of took that information and went, nah, thanks. And I totally ignored it. And I clearly was wrong in ignoring this. And I went against my better judgment. And I still said, ooh, we're gonna get a horsepower war. And I should have listened to what I was told back in June. And here we are. So that's a little bit of inside baseball on how we make predictions. And I'm one of the last guys who still kind of sit there and make predictions. You're not going to see a lot of predictive stuff coming out of Green Hulk or Pro Rider or Power Sports Business or any of the other guys who are involved in the industry. I'm the only jackass who sits here and makes quasi-educated, I'm doing air quotes, quasi-educated guesses on what future stuff's going to be. Okay. All that's to be said is that all of us guys who are excited about a 1.9 liter, possibly making around 3.25 horse, because Yamaha is pretty conservative on their numbers. 315, 310, 305, 330. I was not expecting Yamaha to come out swinging and advertise a horsepower number that was higher than Sea-Doo. But instead, they literally bumped that back, and we're going to work from the big units down. We're going to work from FX down. And from the FX models working our way down, I really do like the fact that they brought back the Darth Vader. I really do like the fact that they brought back the, in fact, I'll bring it up. Why don't I just bring it up? How about I do a good job with our, I've got all this garbage queued up and ready to go. Why don't I actually do it? Here we go. All right. So we're loading up the luxury models. Okay, let's bring up luxury. Let's bring up, here we go. Come on. Yamaha. I hate these websites. I really do. Here we go. So anyways, I think the Darth Vader is still a winner to me. I Obviously, black is like the worst you can have for a jet ski. A black on black on black. It's going to be hot as can be. It's going to burn your legs. Everything's going to be tough to touch. But I don't care. I still think it's drop dead gorgeous. And you can get Stormtrooper. This is not me saying this. This is not Kevin. This is not out of the mind of Kevin Shaw. Is you can either go Stormtrooper white or you can go Darth Vader black, which I thought was actually kind of cool. I was like, all right, as a Star Wars geek, I'm like, okay, I'll take that. So I give credit where credit's due. The FX SVHO Cruiser, great ski, SMC fiberglass hull, nano top, 3-seater, proven powertrain. So what do they change for the FXs? Let's go back to the FXs. Find your WaveRunner, explore the series. Let's explore the series. All right. So all luxury models everything's got to have video. I know they're all trying to be really cool and it's like a BMW website, but what you're doing is you're slowing the train down. Anyone who remembers the old GP 1300s, the last couple of years of the GP 1300s, you'll recognize the black and gold. It's kind of actually more of a brass. I think that's beautiful. If you guys are interested, I think the Cruiser HO gets the black and gold, and the SVHO gets the Darth Vader. I'm giving Yamaha full-blown credit for that. I think that's retro, but it's cool. The black one looks absolutely bitchin'. They obviously carried over that kind of carbon. It's almost a muted, almost brown with black, and that's what last year's GP was. So they put it on to the FXHO. I thought it was a good-looking color combo. Surprised a lot of people don't like the turquoise on the FX SVHO. I think that teal turquoise is very attractive. I think that's a very good-looking color. But say la vie, there's a lot of folks that are upset about colors. In fact, there hasn't been a year in my career in the jet ski industry that people haven't bitched and cried about colors. I don't know. I can't think of a year where everyone unanimously went, the colors are amazing. So I give up. And I kind of think Yamaha feels the same. They're going to be like, dude, we tried. These guys are always there. You can never make them happy. So we're just going to live with it. So anyways, prices are up. Prices are up anywhere from $400 to $1,100. We have broken the $2,000 barrier. I think we did it last year, but we're up a little bit more. Another $500. The big thing to talk about is the new dashboard, and the new dashboard. Let's see if I can't bring this up. Here we go. All right. Well, this is comparative data. Sorry to upset folks. I'm already doing it. But the new Yamaha dashboard is less rectangular, more of a square. It's more vertical. I was very quick to notice, and so was Jared at JD's Waterworld, that the new dashboard is very similar in inch dimensions to the TFT dashboard on the current Ultras. It's a full color dash. It is from all the persons who've been on the new Watercraft. They believe that the above is the Kawasaki, the below is the Yamaha. Notice the placement of cup holders. Notice the placement or the dash dimensions. It's kind of a hard wink at it. It's a lot like the Cowie. And that's the last year I'll hear of Kawasaki tonight. But all that remains. The new dashboard has the firmware, the software that they're using has been radically updated. Rotation between pages is way faster, like 100% no, 150% faster. So you're seeing your pages rotate through a lot quicker. You're seeing a lot of or faster phone integration. Your pairing with your phone is a lot faster. Your Bluetooth pairing is a lot faster. Being able to access text messages and text alerts is a lot faster. Yamaha is very, very proud of the Yamaha is very proud of the advancements that they've made with the Connect system. Additionally, actually, let me bring this up and I'll get into the speakers. And right now, a lot of people are going like, I thought Kevin was going to talk shit. No, I was expecting him to come blazing down on Yamaha and rah, rah, rah. I want to go over everything first, and I want to be neutral about it. Can I be nice for a little bit first? Is that okay? Before the guys go, he's a shill for Sea-Doo or he's a shill for Cowie. Or let me go over the stuff first. Okay, so Yamaha went and redesigned all their speakers. Now Yamaha is has a whole other side to the company, you know, pianos and instruments and keyboards and all sorts of stuff. And so they're no dingbats when it comes to sound systems. And they have redone the sound system. Each speaker is a 40-watt speaker. Each of these have their own integrated tweeter. They have their own integrated subwoofer. They're pretty stout. And they are saying that they are pressure washer safe, which I don't want to repeat because, quite frankly, some idiot's going to go out there where the pressure washer is set at 0 and blow holes through his speakers and go, Kevin said it was pressure washer safe. So I'm not going to say it's pressure washer safe. I am going to say that it is pretty damn durable according to their testing. So let's just leave it at that. How do these sound above 55 miles an hour? I don't know. I can tell you the previous sound, the previous speaker system drowned out about 52, 53 miles per hour with pretty mild 5 mile, 10 mile an hour, less than 10 mile an hour winds. Now I am, and my whole family will attest to this, I'm as deaf as a doornail on one side. And that's from being at the 2006 2005 Winter Nationals, Gator Nationals, 2005 Gator Nationals in Brazelton, Georgia. What the hell am I talking about? Gator Nationals in Georgia. No, it was in Florida, and it was Bradenton, Florida. And I blew my eardrum out real bad, and I have tinnitus, and it hums and rings in my ear, and so I'm pretty damn deaf. But all that's to be said is Yamaha's new sound system is supposed to be really good, and it's supposed to be faster, integrated, and connected to the new dashboard. And let's go back to the dashboard so that everyone get a good big old look at it. And Gainesville. I mean, see, I'm telling you, dude. Thank you, Dustin. Yeah. You're right. I know. Bradenton is 3 hours south of Gainesville. Thank you. It's Gainesville. I'm an idiot. Thank you. But I was on ESPN because I got thrown off my feet when Top Fuel Dragster took off, and I was about 6 feet away from it. And that's what blew my left eardrum out. So, yay for stupid things we do in our 20s. Anyways, so the speaker pods are in black and they are in white. So, depending on the coloration of your ski, you will either get black or you will get white. And to my understanding, all FXs come standard with the sound system, except for, let me bring this up. I had to bring it up. Except for the SVHO. You can order it on the SVHO. They will happily sell it to you on the SVHO, but it is not standard equipment. It is standard equipment on the rest of the SVHOs. It's also standard equipment on the FX or the VX Cruiser and the VX Cruiser HO. Is that right? Or the Limited, excuse me, the two Limiteds. It's standard on the Limiteds. Apologies. Standard on the Limiteds. VX Limiteds. Okay, good. Okay. God knows I don't know everything there is to know about the VX line. I know I rubbed a couple guys the wrong way that I didn't know everything that there is to know about their VXHO. Mea culpa. I apologize. So anyways, what else was there on the FX series? Not much else. We went over the colors, went over the price range, went over the bigger dashboard, went over the sound system. They did not change anything about the paint. And even though SMC fiberglass does not flex like Nano XL2, it is still very thin. And they're not using gel coat. They're not using Gator Glide. They're not using Super Slick. They are still using the same paint that they've got. So that is that. Nothing has changed for the Superjet besides, in fact, I think the prices, well, it's $10,999. So maybe that's up. Is that up? Guys, Superjet guys, please correct me. What was the price of Superjet last year? Has the price gone up or the price stayed the same? You guys want to get into GPs or you guys want to get into VXs? I'm going to take a drink. You guys tell me. Which one do you want? You want to do GPs or you want to do VX next? All right. Hunter says GPs. So let's do the GPs. All performance models, GP-HO and GP-SVHO. I don't like the categorization. I think the categorization that they're choosing is kind of superfluous. Because I would say the FX SVHO is a performance model. I think Justin Farthing would say the FX SVHO is a performance model, but here we are. All right. So we got another little price bump. That's fine. Something that was, to my understanding, new for this year was that the new GPs, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't think they've got a picture of it. So let's open up GP-HO just for giggles. All right. GP-HO. Okay, see, new black speaker pod, new speakers. Here it. Oh, no. Well, wait a minute there, buddy pal. This is hiding something. Oh, that's impressive. Guys, hey, listen. I got bad information on this. Once again, bad information. What do you see down here that might be missing compared to the FX? Come on, guys. What's missing? I'm gonna bring it up on the luxuries. I bet you it's on the luxury model. I bet you $1 it's in the pictures of the luxury model. Too small to see on the phone. Okay. Let's take a peek. Come on. Oh, you're going to hide it. You punks are going to hide it. They are. See, there's the new dashboard. They are. They're hiding it. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, guess what? I was told yesterday, or no, I was told on Friday that the GPs now have the microphone on the dash. See, this stupid pop-up thing. All right. I really wish I could just open up the picture and just look at the picture. Yeah, it won't let me open up the picture. I hate this. I hate their website so damn much. I can't express how much I hate the damn website. It's so terrible. I really do hate this. It's like, quit making everything spin and dance. The microphone, yes. Yamaha FX series has a microphone. Has a little microphone right there on the dash. And let's see if I can find another picture. Let's see if I can't find a picture of it. You know, look at our new speakers. Come on, speakers. See? Same pictures. Same. Oh, you can barely see it right there. Ugh. They are not going to show it. That is the funniest stinking thing. Now I'm a man on the mission. I gotta see if there's a picture of the damn microphones. Dustin, you're making my point for me. You're making my point. You're making my point, and that makes me feel better. Is who the hell wants a microphone? Okay, yeah, they're hiding it. Those punks are hiding it. Okay. Well, the GPs appear not to have the microphone on the dashboard. But see, the microphone, you have to understand this. All right. I'm gonna zoom in here. Okay. Give me a second. All right. I have to explain something. All right. I got to explain something. Fall of 2021 is the last time I'm out at Yamaha. Last time I've been invited out to Yamaha. And they make a big deal about people and Jerry Gaddis is standing next to me. They literally look Jerry, Greg, and myself in the face and they say, people these days don't care about performance. They want infotainment. That's Yamaha's brass. All right. They literally say the words, people these days want infotainment. They don't want performance. And Jerry and I look at each other like, we are talking to the wrong people. And it was terrifying. It was freaky. And we're like, what the hell are they talking about? And they went on and on and on and on and on about integrating your phone and getting text messages and being able to answer text messages and being able to literally dictate a text message using the microphone. Nobody cares. I don't want people calling me on. I'm not going to answer the phone when I'm out on the water. I don't want to text message. Now, don't get me wrong. If I'm broken down or I'm stuck somewhere, then okay, yeah, I really hope I have a signal. but I don't care about my phone integration. All right. That's the reality. And the problem is that who are the people that they're interviewing? They're not interviewing passionate jet ski enthusiasts. They are not interviewing clubs. They are not interviewing groups on Facebook or in forums. They're not coming into the Watercraft Journal going, "Hey, Kevin, can you give us access to your viewership and help us decide what people want?" No. What they have done is that they pull their current warranty holders. They pull people who go to the dealerships. All right. The people who go to dealerships, for the most part, are not diehard enthusiasts. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to come down hard. But a lot of diehard enthusiasts are like, I'll take care of my maintenance myself. I'll change my spark plugs myself. I'll change my wear ring myself. I'll change my prop myself. I'll upgrade my handlebars, or I'll do blank, blank, blank. All right. Most diehard performance enthusiasts are the guys who are do it themselves. I'll do it. Or I've got a buddy who's really good at this, and I'm going to take it to him. All right. You know, a Greenholt Garage, JP Racing, Jetworks, Dean's Team, Riva Racing, a lot of performance shops. All right. You know, you're not going to JetX Motorsports up in Canada and, you know, unless you are a performance enthusiast. I mean, you can't have obviously any number of these guys doing your service work. But the people who take their brand new skis to get service at the dealership are typically older, are not necessarily mechanically inclined. They're uncomfortable working on it alone. They are maintaining their warranty. And these are the people who will sit there and they'll look at some video that I do on any room. I mean, like changing sponsons. And they'll go, will this void my warranty? That question alone shuts me down. That question alone shuts me down. I'm like, you know what? Don't touch your ski until your warranty's over. Because if you don't know what the boundaries of your warranty are, then you'll ask that question. If you don't care if sponsons will void your warranty, you won't ask. And it's an indicator of personality. Okay. And again, I am not passing judgment. I'm just saying stereotypically, and I am a stereotype of every short-tempered, Irish, red-faced, red-headed guy. I'm a walking stereotype. If you ever wanted evidence of that, just ask me a stupid question and watch me lose my freaking crap all over you, because I have no patience and have no I have no fuse. My fuse is this long. I'm a stereotype. So I'll be like, okay, you know. And the problem is that a lot of this material is evidential of the kinds of people who own these watercraft. And that's okay. It gives me a ballpark of how to understand how to work with you. Does that seem fair? So Yamaha issues these questionnaires to people who frequent the service departments and the sales departments of larger dealerships. I should probably tweak the camera. I feel like this is crooked. There we go. Excuse me. And they're not interviewing me. They're not interviewing you. All right. You might by chance get the occasional email questionnaire that comes through. But what they do is that the Yamaha data gathers everything taken from those polls and inquiries and interests voiced by dealerships. They listen to the dealerships. They listen to the dealerships louder than the voice of God. And I'll tell you why I believe that, because of what's coming up in just a few minutes when we talk about what happened to the EX line and the new Jet Blaster line. The Jet Blaster line exists because of the push of dealerships by a vocal audience of people asking dealerships or complaining to dealerships, and dealerships going, you need to do X, and they're doing it. So let's go back to this. HO line, performance HO line. We have unchanged, more or less, except for the new firmware, except for the new Connect software. They do not have the microphones from what I gather. I might be wrong, but from everything shown here, it does not look like it has the microphone wherein you dictate your text messages. Okay. So when this came out and people were a little curious as to what was available to them for 2025, some very bright people noticed something unusual about the GP-HO, not the SVHO, but the HO itself. And they said, hey, this looks really interesting. How do I know this color combination? I want you to take a look at this, guys. I wonder if I could zoom in. Can I zoom in? Nope. Doesn't look like it. Both colorations, liveries, are literally identical to the current RXP-X 325. I was talking to my wife about this. I was talking to my wife about this. And I said, hey, listen, they had red and white, and silver's a common color, red's a common color. Come on, Kevin, get off your high horse. Okay, that's fine. But I really want you guys to take a moment, and I want you to look at color placement. All right. You can't see my cursor, but I'm circling where on the fairings on the RXP-X are green and where on the seat of the RXP-X is green. And then I go down to the GP-HO, and the same spot on the fairings are green. And the same spot on the seat is green. And the graphics have the same diagonal 45-degree angle cut. And same thing goes for the dark charcoal, not black, dark charcoal seat on the red HO and the dark charcoal seat on the RXP-X. And then the dark charcoal and raw plastics on the GP versus the RXP-X. These are a little spot on. All right. Is it copying? I don't know. Is it blatant? I'm not going to make that judgment call, but I am going to point it out. And I find it hilarious. But I am going to say something. Was a 2012 model, it was 2011, that Dodge came out with a very limited edition, which they ended up making a bunch of them. So it wasn't very limited. But a special edition, 392 cubic inch SRT Challenger, 6-speed manual, and it was dark blue with white stripes. Le Mans blue with white stripes. Interior had a white interior with blue inserts. It was kind of loud. It was kind of busy. Not really my thing. But humorously, the year before, Mustang's last Shelby before the Coyote redesign, and the Coyotes came out in 11, right? Ford guys, correct me on this one. I don't know. I want to say Coyote came out in 11. Maybe it was 12. But the Mustang before it was an anniversary Mustang, and it too was Le Mans blue with white stripes. 2011. Thank you, Billy. If I am not mistaken, and someone might have to correct me, but as I recall, 2013, Chevrolet came out with a Arctic white with Le Mans blue striped Camaro. And so you had a Mustang in blue, Le Mans blue with Arctic white stripes. The next year you had a Challenger in Le Mans blue with white stripes. And the very next year after that, you had a Camaro in Arctic white with blue stripes, which of course everyone knows were the inverse colors for the Shelby race team and the Ford race team. Those were the Ford liveries. And I had to laugh. I had to laugh my ass off because I was like, well, you guys are all just copying each other with colors. And with, you know, the blue and white, and the blue and white, and the white and blue, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, so there it is. So I had to laugh with the color thing. The color thing, because like a lot of people pointed out, in fact, I talked about the, let's go back to limited. Let's go to luxury, back to explore, the Cruiser SVHO. And let's pull it up in white. And then we had a lot of people point out 2024 Sea-Doo GTX 300. I should have typed in limited because there is a difference. We'll bring it up. We'll see. Was there. See, that's silver. And I don't think that's the same as this. This is white. This is Stormtrooper white to me. Yeah, there's silver in there, but it's a very bright, it's almost a platinum silver. And this is very silver to me. So I don't consider that the same. But again, there's a lot of people who are going, see Yamaha's ripping off colors. I'm like, pump your brakes, dude. It's, the GP thing, that's egregious. These, not so much. Okay, moving on. So thankfully, GP has not been monkeyed with. The only thing that they've done is that they upgraded the software. So if you guys were having problems with your dashboards, you weren't happy with how your dashboard was behaving, hopefully good news. They've updated it so it's a lot faster. It interfaces with your phone better, and you're going to be able to toggle through screens. They also do. They also made some changes to the performance pages. I forgot about performance pages. You can change, and this is why I have this. God, I'm so scatterbrained. The reason I brought this up is Yamaha now has multiple face pages. So you can change the face of your gauges to being a digital dash or a white screen, blue face, analog dash. Or you could go to a white face, white gauge, which is similar to the Kawasaki. And mine, I'm bringing up the Kawasaki. And that, excuse me, you can have white on white. And Yamaha is now allowing you to kind of change the layout how you want to read your dash, your instrumentation. And that's something Kawasaki came out with in 21 for the 2022 models. And so a lot of you guys will be able to do that. So, you know, click your heels and say huzzah. There you go. All right. So let's get into recreation real fast. And I know you guys are like, dude, seriously, you're killing me with this. But I want to go over the entire lineup first. Can we do the job here? Can we please? Oh my gosh, it's a survey. I don't want a survey. Get me out of the surveys. Here we go. Oh my goodness. You guys. All recreation models. Here we go. Okay. What has changed? Pretty much nothing besides colors and prices. The 1.8 liter HO is gone. It's all 1.9 liter. These all maintain, unless otherwise noted, it's SMC fiberglass or nano. Nano is going to be on the lighter units that have the HO in them. Or yeah, if it is an HO unit, so FX Cruiser HO is going to have a Nano 1 hull. Limited HO is going to have a Nano 1 hull. I believe everything else with the TR1 does have I believe the VX Limited does have Nano 1 hull, but everything else is going to have an SMC hull. So VX Cruiser, VX Deluxe, VX, VXC, VXC is their commercial or their rental unit. None of these, to my understanding, silver and with a teal bottom. It's unusual. Actually, that color combination kind of reminds me of like a Bayliner. It's kind of neat. I won't give you grief for that. Okay, so yes, it does not have trim. It has TDE, which is the trailer docking assist, you know, for anyone who doesn't have any sort of throttle control. TDE is your friend. That is on the VX Cruiser HO. That's, in my opinion, besides the Limited, the most well-equipped VX of them all. I got myself a bonus one because I knew I was going to be talking quite a bit today, and pineapple Jarritos is one of my favorite treats. So suck it. I'm having two of these. Yeah, none of these guys have trim. The only ones that have trim are going to be GPs. All right. So, anything else? You guys have questions to go over the VXs? I don't really have much else on the VXs. That is a lot of turquoise. Holy crapola. I do like a Beta root beer. A Beta root beer is very, very good. Has a little bit of a fruity taste to it, which is kind of surprising. All right. Who's ready to rock? Let's get into the Jet Blasters. Okay. So Jet Blaster is all new. Ground up. All right. The only thing that's a carryover is the TR1 engine. Oh my goodness. Will you please just give me the master list? Thank you very much. Holy crapola. All right. So everything about these guys is brand is brand new. Okay. And they are shorter. They are wider. In fact, I have some of the specs. 13.2 gallon fuel cell, that carries over. That hasn't changed. Excuse me. Oh, I saw that sneeze coming. Let's see here. Dimensions. I'm addressing colors. I'm not ranting about it. I actually think it's funny. Although I do think that the GP thing is really on the nose. Imitation is not the sincerest form of flattery. And if you want the original quote by Oscar Wilde, it's a lot meaner. I talked about the dimensions in this stupid article, and I can't seem to find where I wrote it. I got so many freaking numbers in here. Okay, here we go. It's shorter. It's 116 inches long. They range in weight from 538 pounds all the way up to 600 pounds. And they are a little bit wider at 45 inches wide. I think the previous one was 44 or 43 and change. So anyway, it's nothing to get all spun up about. But I will tell you something, guys, and I would really like you to pay close attention, because everything that I saw in video clips and in artwork is this new hull design looks a hell of a lot. And it really does look a hell of a lot like the VX GP hull. And that is what's enabling the 3-seater to run a longer sponson. The shorter sponson is for the 2-seater. The shorter sponson makes it looser, makes it more playful, makes it a little bit squirrelier. The longer sponson appears, and I might be wrong, I'd have to go back and look, but it appears to be the same sponson as what you see on the VXs. And that is a very stable, very mild, not aggressive sponson design. Okay, no, it's different. Okay, it's different. But that's okay. That's not a deal breaker for me. But I was curious about it. But no, the hull is totally different from the EX. The hull is not the same. Different design. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Please show me a picture of the hull. Here we go. I got to bring this up because I want to be able to see this picture. Because I had a conversation with some guys and we were chatting about it. Yeah, dude. Look at this. Okay. You guys need to spend some time and you need to look. The blaster hull is a shrunken version of the VX GP hull. It does not have, the cove cuts up higher to a higher, it's a higher chine up here, and it appears to only have one lifting strake instead of the two. You'll see two lifting strakes right here, but on the blaster there's only one. Yeah, dude. That's interesting. It's a 2001 GPR. David. I think David hit it. I think it looks so much like a GPR. I think David hit it, guys, because I think that's some secret sauce right there. So what does that mean for a tuner? And this is what's tweaking with my brain. Because if I was on the hate train. I'm going to click over. All right. Excuse me. I'm guilty. I was on the hate train. I'm like, this is a C2 Spark. You guys, oh my gosh. And then I started looking at the hull. Because again, I'm a geek when it comes to hull design. All right. Hull design is where it's at. And I start looking at the Jet Blaster hull, this new Jet Blaster hull that's made out of fiberglass. All right. It's SMC fiberglass, except for two of them. Two of them are not SMC fiberglass. Two of them are Nano 1. 2-seater Pro, 3-seater Pro. By the way, I do like Yamaha using Pro at the end of something, just like the Fish Pro and the Wake Pro and, you know, the Moose Pro. David asked the question, can a 1.9 fit in there? A, I have no idea. B, I don't think it's necessary. C, why? Where did the TR1 come from? TR1 came from snowmobiles and side-by-sides. And what do they do with those motors? They put turbos on them. The TR1 motor has massive response to turbo. The TR1 motor is a very good motor. And there's gold in them hills. There's potential in that engine. So I'm sitting there going like, okay, this hull looks a hell of a lot like a GPR, which to this date is one of the fastest hulls ever produced. Ask anyone with a RXP-X or what, a GPRX. Is that what they were? The GP. Is that what you guys called them? The GP, the GPRXs or GPRs? Oh no, GPRXPR or what? I can't remember what the hell it was. All those goofballs doing conversion skis that I totally insulted back at PWI World. So, anyways, I'm looking at Jet Blaster and I'm like, okay, fiberglass hull or nano hull. Nano holds up a lot stronger than Nano 2. Lightweight, plastic deck. It has a painted polypropylene deck. It's a painted polypropylene deck. It has the same adjustable seat layout. It's an open wishbone concept. That's why you see that open, that open deck, whoop-de-doo sort of thing. Just like the Spark. I don't know why they went so hardcore after the Spark, but here we are. We're looking at a polypropylene 2-seater that now can do wheelies better than ever before. And I'll show you the secret sauce. This apparently was not supposed to be shared, but the goofy dudes over at TK Off-Road who got the scoop on writing this, he put this page up, which I thought was hilarious, in his video. So this is literally a screenshot from his video, so you guys know who to blame. And I kept all the, normally I'm very good about making sure I don't have the title there and having the little YouTube bar, but I wanted everyone to know who I got this from. This is the redesigned pump that is found in all of the Jet Blasters. Now, interestingly enough, the 2 Pros and the LTD, which is the limited, they all come with this new, really stout, really revised impeller. And they also come with a new, far more increased 25-degree trim nozzle. And what's all this for? All of this is for what am I looking at? Here we go, page. All of this is for helping the Jet Blaster Pro do the one thing that Yamaha did not want us talking about when the first Jet Blaster came out. And that was, come on, doing wheelies. They did not want Greg Gaddis and I, when it first came out, to talk about doing wheelies. They said it can do tail stands, it can do 360s, it can do, there it is, doing the wheelie. Woo! Let's watch it again. Come on. Show me the wheelie. Show me the wheelie. There it is. Okay. Let's watch the Jet Blaster do wheelies. You have to understand, guys. They absolutely screamed and yelled at us if we said, hey, it does wheelies. They got so many. They're like, no, it doesn't do wheelies. Lo and behold, it's in their marketing material. And I will tell you something rather funny. And I just found out about this about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. Is apparently some of the marketing material that you'll see in dealerships literally says the word spark in it like twice. Like it'll spark your imagination, or it'll spark your enthusiasm, or it'll spark your excitement. I can't remember. I don't remember what the exact verbiage was, but they literally use the word spark in it. And it's like, there was kind of an unspoken rule that if you were Pepsi, you didn't mention Coca-Cola in your ads. And if you were Coca-Cola, you didn't mention Pepsi. And then after a while, they started getting a little more bold. And it'd be like, oh, in the Pepsi challenge, everyone picked Pepsi, 3 times over Coke or whatever the hell they did. I can't remember what it was. And Yamaha is just straight up going for the jugular on this one. All right. Now, I'm fine. Listen, if that's the way Yamaha wants to play ball, game on, dude. Whatever. I mean, the problem is that I'm like, I don't think you want to take Sea-Doo to task. Sea-Doo has younger guys working there. And younger guys care not to give an F as much as older guys do. And I can see this going really bad for Yamaha. Don't play chicken with younger marketing guys. They'll eat you alive. All right? Don't play chicken with those dudes. And right now, you've got Yamaha, which, let's be really honest, the marketing department and the media relations guys at Yamaha are all in their 60s. All right? They might dress cool. They might drive expensive cars. But they're old dudes. I'm gray-haired. I'm old too. I'm 46. I'm too old for this job. I don't count. So I'm not saying I'm better. But what I am saying is that the younger 20-something marketing guy going toe-to-toe and being challenged by an older marketing dude, the older marketing guy is going to go, okay, uncle, all right, hey, listen, dude, that was crossing the line. So I really got to say, I'm like, hey, dude, bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it plays out. That's a quote. Where that quote come from? Tell me the quote, guys. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. All right. So, listen. Had a boy. JDL got it. Jet Blaster Pro is going to be a riot. Okay. It's got 110 horse. It's heavier. So it's almost 100 pounds heavier than the Tricks. All right. Let's be real honest. Okay. And let's do our math. Let's make sure we're not making this up. Dry weight is 538. All right. Let's go to Sea-Doo. Let's go to models. Let's see what the Tricks weighs. 2-seater Tricks on the Ocho. All right, that's Rec Light. Tricks. Here we go. Spark Tricks. All right, Tricks is, let's be fair, Tricks is a one-seater by definition. All right, it's at $10,199. Blaster is $1,000 more. Okay. Let's take a peek at Tricks for one. Guy, I just want the weight dimension. Here we go. Whew. Dry weight, 425. Blaster, it's 113 pounds more and $1,000 more. All right. Now, Tricks has got 90 horse. Okay. Tricks is 90 horsepower. But Blaster Pro 2-seater, $110. We got 20 more horse. So here's the question. More gas, which is cooler. I like having more fuel capacity. All right. And more horsepower. Does it $1,000 more for 20 horsepower? Yes. And it's a little bigger than the Spark. My question is calculating weight, 113 pounds versus horsepower. Does it add up? Is the Blaster a winner or is it the Tricks that's the winner? Okay. Tricks is lightweight because Tricks is more lightweight. Tricks is for kids. I was waiting for that joke to come out. Oh my gosh. Website from hell. We got polypropylene top and bottom. Okay. Top and bottom. Jet Blaster, Nano 1 hull, polypropylene top. Okay. So that's a little bit of our weight there. It is obviously a Nano 1 hull versus oh, look at this. Preston came through like a champ. Look at you, dude. 4.89 pounds per horsepower for the Blaster, 4.72 for the Tricks. Okay. I like that. Thank you, Preston. Well, that should tell you. All right, you're getting 0.7 excuse me, 0.17 horsepower more per pound on the Blaster. That's pretty funny. Okay, so you guys are gonna have to decide on which one you think is the winner, which one you think is better. There's certain things that I like of the Jet Blaster over the Tricks, and there's certain things about the Tricks I like over the Blaster. I'm of two minds on these two machines. I have not been on the Jet Blaster. I was not invited to come out and ride the Jet Blaster. I will get I'll get my opportunity probably come springtime when the units start coming into the dealerships, and I'm not in a rush, so I'm not really sweating it. Tunes will be available immediately for these because the TR1 is pretty much unchanged. So that's good news. And we will probably see, tunes up to, well, the Sea-Doo tune is like a $120, I think. And we'll see what the TR1 is. TR1 kit might put you up to like 150, 160, or even 170 for all that matter. But that will be interesting. So we'll have to check that out. Here's the question. And I don't have an answer for this one. I don't have a I don't think I'm making a declarative statement on these because, quite frankly, I haven't put my hands on it, and it's hard for me to pass judgment. But yes, you have to take the top off, but it's partial top. Very good question. I wish it was a super chat, but that's a very good question. Will it be easy to work on you to take the top off? We have seen pictures. The center section completely comes off to access the engine. And what remains is the rearmost swim platform and the foremost bow cover. And then everything else pops off. So speeds should be around 54, 55 miles per hour. We will get a better number when Greg Gaddis gets on it. TK Off-Road went out on the new Jet Blaster and with the 110 horsepower engine. And the guy's 6'5" or 6'4" and weighs 300 pounds. And I had to rewatch it. He even says so. He goes, guys, I got a full tank of gas and I weigh 300 pounds. I'm a big guy. And he used the dashboard for his speed, which you might as well use, unicorn farts. It's unreliable. So Greg, who weighs, every bit of 142 pounds, and and he's got his V-Box, he's got a GPS. He's going to go out there and try to get a speed. Now, mind you, he's out in Boston. He's going to be in salt water. It might not be super conducive to a good speed run, but I believe anything he gives will be better than what we saw from TK Off-Road. I don't know him personally. I have met him once. I met him on the Kawasaki STX 160 reveal. Seemed like a lovely guy. He seemed like a really nice guy. He was very friendly. Unfortunately, I think he's new. I think he's enthusiastic, but he's not terribly informed on a lot of stuff. And so, he made grievous errors in his review of the Jet Blaster that, I'm sucking air through my teeth, going, oh, dude, oh, ugh! And just stuff that was blatantly wrong. And again, I think he's doing a good job, and obviously Yamaha likes him enough. He's not dangerous. I run my mouth and I call things, I'm sitting there pointing out colors, and people are like, I don't see what the problem is. I'm like, dude, it's blatantly ripping off the colors. Everyone else does it. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. Not like this. But whatever. So Jet Blaster going to polypropylene. There's a couple things. All right. Using the word spark in your ad material is poking the bear. All right. Come on. You're poking the bear. All right. Let's not be cute. Let's not dance around it. Let's call a spade a spade. If you're going to use the word spark in your ad material, you're thumbing your nose at them. At Sea-Doo. Fine. Fair enough. After 10 years of making fun of polypropylene plastic and saying it's garbage and saying it's trash and you can't repair it, and then making a ski with a top deck out of polypropylene, that's a little disingenuous, especially if you're 2 or 3 or 5 years out and you're going to do it. Come on, dude. All right. Making it a fact that you're like, the blaster is not designed to do wheelies. That's not what it's there for. And it's like, why do you have foot wedges on this? That's for aggressive turning. Seriously? I mean, come on. Can we be honest? Just cut the marketing speak. But here we are. So there's a lot of disingenuousness in regards to how Yamaha has handled their products. And it's frustrating because they don't need to. They don't need to. They can literally say, we made the Jet Blaster to compete with the Tricks. It does wheelies. It does 360s and 180s, and it power slides, and it's a go-kart, and it's super fun. Great. But don't mention the Tricks, and don't say anything that sounds like Tricks, and don't say wheelie, and like, dude, what? and own what you're going to do. I mean, just own it. All right. I'm sitting there making jokes at myself. I'm like, hey, okay, yeah, I'm a short-tempered, red-faced redhead. Okay. I know. I'm self-aware. I don't live in a bubble. I get it. Tommy want wiggies. Okay. The hoodie just maybe. Sorry. Please tell me you guys know that movie. Anyway, so not so much right here, but right here. Yeah, guys, at first I was on the heat train. And yeah, at first I was on the hate train. And I was like, oh, dude, these guys, thank you. JDL's on it, man. Yeah, boy. Yeah, at first I was really just like, this is egregious. This is embarrassing. And all my friends were like, dude, yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. And the more I think about it, I'm like, and so, all right, I'm going to admit to something. I'm going to admit to something, and I think it's appropriate. Sea-Doo has a very good tendency to let it all hang out. Sea-Doo puts out product, and they're like, let it ride, baby. And you sit there and you go, I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, okay, IS. Who remembers IS, intelligent suspension? Okay. Intelligent suspension required it required dealerships to get gantry cranes to pull the tops off of all their watercraft just so that you could service the engines. I mean, wasn't great. Oh my gosh. My microphone's been all the way over here the whole time. Have you guys not been able to hear me? I am so sorry. I had my microphone ready, I had my camera ready, but I never had my microphone out. Crap. And then the Spark comes out in 2014, and everyone screams at Yamaha, when are you going to make a Spark? When are you going to make a Spark? When are you going to make a Spark? Okay. And the EXs came out in when? 16? Was it a 17 model or a 16 model? I think it was a 16. So within 2.5 years, Yamaha cranks out the EX. And to be honest, the EXR with the 110 horse was a personal favorite of mine. I mean, for a ski that they had basically less than 3 years to complete Spark in 14, EX in 17. Was it really? It wasn't 16? Okay, so effectively, Yamaha had less than 4 years to blank sheet and execute a Rec Light model. That's a feat. That's something. And for 2017 to come around, thank you, by the way, Benjamin. I appreciate that. For Yamaha to come around within 4 years, and that's not a lot of time, guys. That's a lot of tooling. That is a lot of prep. And it's not like Sea-Doo called up Yamaha and goes, hey, dude, in 2 years, we're going to drop a Rec Light unit. You better get your shit together. There's no courtesy like that, okay? They're not giving Yamaha a heads up. And for them to come out in 2017 with a full lineup, 4 or 5, I think they had 4 units, and then have the EXR, which, again, won me over. I got to give Yamaha credit on that one. I really do. And I'm not blowing smoke. And I was vocal when they killed the EXR and made the Blaster. And I go, the Blaster is just a lame knee-jerk reaction to the tricks. Keep the EXR. And they got mad at me. They're like, how dare you say that? Oh my gosh, I can't believe you just did that, Kevin. Oh my gosh, you need to support the product line. And And they got really mad at me. They got real mad. But I was upset. I'm like, the EXR was a bitchin' ski, and you ruined it. The Jet Blaster literally does not ride at neutral. It's always got a cocked nozzle. And I was like, no thanks. Because small, lightweight, rowdy, give it up, son. That's what I want. Frills free, zero BS. Cut the fat, make it fat free, make it sugar free. Give me a go trigger. That's all I want. They delivered with the EXR. And I was like, yeah, buddy. Especially because I knew the Spark X existed and they still wouldn't pull the trigger on that damn ski. And I want to punch a Canadian in the mouth, any Canadian. I'll find me a Canadian to punch so I can punch a Canadian about not bringing out the EXR or the Spark X. You don't have to work at Sea-Doo. Just give me a Canadian. Maybe not Michael J. Fox. That poor guy's gone through enough. But some other one. I'm joking, please. Don't report me to Fidel Castro's son. I'll get in trouble. Yeah, I mean, holy cow. So then the blasters come out. Now, the blasters are designed, the Blaster Pros are designed to be, they're designed to be tricks. Okay, cool. The tricks is the number one Trudeau, yeah. The Rodney. What of it, dude? No. But I want to see, me personally, I want to see a stripped down Go Trigger EXR Spark X performance rec light. I think they'll sell. But I'm saying, no. I don't want no 110 horse. I want the damn thing at like 150 horse. I want it at 135 horse. I want it at 170 horse. They're not going to put a 310 or a 310 or a 325 or a SVHO in one of them. Let's be realistic. They realistically are not going to do that. All right. But can an HO fit in that? I don't think so. I think you really got to turn up the wick on a TR1. Kevin keeps saying for VXR. Kevin clearly doesn't understand that the GPHO is the VXR. Just bring the name back. GPHO is dumb. Just call it the VXR. VXR has existed for 35 years. Why they don't do it, I have no idea. So let's... Yeah, guys, we don't need 7 high-end $20,000 skis. All right? The boomers already have their $20,000 skis with all their whoop-de-doo GPS and all their other garbage. Guys who actually want to ride and guys who actually are enthusiasts and are passionate about this, who don't... Oh... Do you guys want to hear about a conversation I had with Major OE today? It was like an hour-long conversation on the phone. Let's do Super Chats first. I got 2 Super Chats. I got to get to them. No need to stop from Will. Will, you're a good man. No need to stop. Not trying to interrupt. Thanks for the support. Will. Okay. Thank you, Will. He says, the rest of the Yamahas aren't going to transition to plastic, are they? Like the Blaster. Seems like they are going to keep copying Sea-Doo. Will, that is a very good question, and that brings up something that Greg Gaddis, Billy, and I actually discussed. And because there was no update on paint treatment, choices of paint, hulls, we're talking hulls, how they were applying the paint, adhesion properties, anything like that. Yamaha has a terrible habit of corporate habit of, if you just don't talk about it, it'll go away, and we'll quietly fix it on our own. And a lot of you guys who are Yamaha owners who had problems and were vocal about these problems, suddenly a fix would come in and you're like, wait a minute, when did this happen? When did they fix it? They didn't let us know. And that's Yamaha's MO. Yamaha's MO is ignore it, hide it, don't talk about it. We don't talk about Bruno. And then they take care of it quietly behind closed doors. And that's kind of BS. I also think it's chicken shit because Sea-Doo, for all of its warts, will stand up and say, hey, listen, we had a problem with IDF. This is what the problem was with IDF. We've made changes. Here are the changes. Go talk to your dealer and see if you need to do it. Besides, don't get me wrong. Stuff goes wrong with everybody. Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Cowie, everyone has something that goes wrong. But, they just ignore it and pretend it and hope, just let it fritter away into the ether. Sea-Doo kind of goes, hey, listen, we had a problem. We fixed it. Hopefully you guys, will trust us to make good on our product. And let's carry on. And they're good about that. And so I got to give credit where credit's due. I really do. Hell, they put James Hines on this podcast. They put James Hines on this podcast with this guy, and he literally sat there and he goes, yeah, we had some teething issues. Yeah, we had some problems. We fixed them. We're working on them. We're trying to make them better. Dude, credit where credit's due. Not a lot of companies have the stones to do that. So you got to give credit. Thankfully, most companies, Yamaha has kind of dragged their feet on some things, but they've also been good about fixing other stuff. So why am I talking in circles? What's happened and what Billy, Greg, and I discussed was we don't see a change in the future that Yamaha is going to talk about when it comes to the hull situation with them cracking paint and the paint peeling off. What Greg suggested, which I thought was fantastic, was what if the GPs get a polypropylene deck with a Nano 1, not Nano 2 hull? They're still chopping weight. They're still cutting weight. What do you think about that? And I was like, ooh, that's a good question. I said, that's a whole new mold. That's a whole new design. It allows them to keep the hull even longer. They're not going to change the hull because they really, really like it. But it allows them to have a totally unique deck design, aesthetic design of the GP. Kind of pump some new life into it because the redesign was in 21 for the deck. We go another 2 years, and people are going to go, okay, what's next for the GP? They go polypropylene, let's pretend. And does that allow them to keep the hull, which is $1 million mold? Let's be honest, that's a lot of money. And cut some weight and preserve the integrity of their hulls, because Nano 1 is not cracking like Nano 2. Nano 2 cracks. The paint's still soft. I don't care. SMC fiberglass is thicker than all of it. Still cracks. But it's not nearly as bad. I was like, Greg, I don't have an answer for that one, but I think it's a potential. But I don't know. I do not have an answer for that. I have to weigh the math because ultimately it comes down to dollars and cents. And that brings up the next topic. I'm really surprised I don't have any more super chats, guys. I am really floored, but okay. So I get a phone call today around 2:30, 2:45 this afternoon. And long-term rep from a major manufacturer, not Yamaha. And we start talking about the Yamaha release. We start talking about what's going on in the future stuff. And then we start talking about different people we know in the industry. And, you know, people inside of Yamaha, people inside of CD, people inside of Cowie. You know, what are they up to? What's their plan? What are they, you know, who's doing what? And the truth comes out. And the truth is that all the guys who grew up riding dirt bikes, riding snowmobiles, riding jet skis, racing snowmobiles, racing jet skis, racing dirt bikes, racing motorcycles, they're aging out. They're retiring. Many of them have been fired. And who's taking their place are people who've never been on anything, who aren't interested in this. Gentleman I'm talking to brought up Harley Davidson. The current CEO of Harley Davidson came from, I believe, Puma shoes. Harley Davidson is not a motorcycle manufacturer. Harley Davidson is a lifestyle brand. All right. If you are not a diehard Harley guy, you have no place you literally have no place running Harley. And what's happening is that inside of these manufacturers, Sea-Doo, BRP, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Polaris, whatever it might be, they're being filled up with people who they're being filled up by people who just don't love this stuff. And that's really disheartening. It really is. And because their passion isn't coming through the product, their experience isn't coming through the product, their knowledge of the product, previous product, isn't coming through. Instead, they are developing product based upon committee. And the committee is swayed by surveys and asking dealers. And that is resulting in, and just like what the comment was earlier, we have enough fully loaded expensive skis. Where are the lightweight performance skis? Where's the GP 1300R? You know, where are these things? Super chats. Hey, I'm not ignoring the super chats, guys, but I wanted to get this point out. So I'm not upset. Just give me a sec. I'm not ignoring you. I promise. Henry, I see you. I see you. And you're not annoying me. You're great. Yeah. My understanding is that the current CEO of Harley Davidson made tennis shoes. And, you know, I go back to like Steve Jobs making fun of, you know, guys selling sugar water in that sense. It's indicative of where the industry is going. And there's a lot of old boys who sit there and they go, I don't like where the industry is going. And it might sound like sour grapes. It might sound like a bunch of gray hairs going like, back in my day, we did things differently. And they did. I'll tell you what, I'm wearing a Team Kawasaki hoodie that I've had for years, and I never opened it. I've had this for years. And oh, okay. I just saw Henry's comment. Okay. But let me share this. The first time I set foot in the Tustin building, the old Kawasaki building, I came in through the big loading bay doors into the R&D and race team garage. There's different garages that are dedicated. I pull my truck up, and I was already told where to go. I knew where to go, but I was kind of green. I had no idea. And I go walking in, and I am not halfway up the loading ramp, and I'm hearing Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of, and it is reverberating through the entire building. And this building is huge. And I'm walking in, and I go, what the hell is happening that I'm listening to Rage Against the Machine in this major company? I'm not a Rage fan. I really don't actually. I vehemently do not like Rage Against the Machine, but it was an indicator. It could have been Rancid. It could have been, Sex Pistols. It could have been all sorts of, it could have been Metallica. It could have been any of them. But I'm like, there's a culture in this building. And it was pumping through. The guy operating the forklift, the girl working in the loan pool office, the guys working in the speed shop, they were all banging out to Rage. And I was like, this is a corporate culture I've never seen before. And these guys were all down. Lunchtime, these guys would go out there on sport bikes, out there on Ninjas, and just do hoonigan burnout competitions. All right, this isn't a little garage with like 20 people working in it. This is a major Fortune 500 company. And these dudes were absolute hoons. They were absolute goofs. And I was like, okay, I get it. I get it. And my brother lives down the street from a guy who worked in the dirt bike division for Yamaha in Cerritos, California, and shared the same story. He goes, dude, the whole effing office left early on, like before lunch on Friday, to go off-roading on Saturday and Sunday, and then we'd see him again on Monday, and we all laughed our butts off going, oh, man, that was so awesome. Oh, did you see Johnny? Johnny ate it. Oh, man, is he okay? Yeah, he's fine. And that was corporate culture. That was the environment inside of there. It's like, dude, I can't wait to go work at Yamaha. I can't wait to go get a job at Kawasaki. This is all I want to do. That's gone. That's gone. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And I had it from a senior officer inside of one of the top 3 tell me today. He goes, dude, I'm done at the end of the year. I go, what? He goes, I'm out. He goes, I've already put in. And he goes, I'm already out. And he goes, brother, peace out, dude. I'm gone. And I just, the opportunities those guys gave me, that guy gave me, the friendship. And I'm like, okay. And instead, you have a bunch of marketers. I mean, I was joking about them earlier, but they've never thrown a leg over a dirt bike. They've never thrown a leg over a snowmobile or ridden out in the ocean and just had their bell rung on a jet ski going full tilt out in the salt. I mean, they're not into it. And that's what freaks me out. You guys right here watching, all right? There's 196 of you, all right? All you guys who are sitting here watching this, you're in it. You're passionate. You're tuning in to an overweight, middle-aged ginger talking about jet skis on a Monday night. You could be doing something far better with your time than this. But it's because you're a diehard enthusiast that you're watching. It's not the people filling out the questionnaire form from their dealership for Yamaha saying, what colors do you want next year? Or what features would you like to see next year? It's not those guys. I'm sorry. And the problem is that they're the ones steering future product. You want to know some scary information? You want me to scare the piss out of you about who the adults in the room are right now? Okay, check this out. Do you know what the number one purchase of a 35-year-old man in America is? It's a video game console. Playing video games. Do you know what the number one purchase, self-admitted purchase for 40 to 45-year-old adult males in America is right now? As classic, when they say, hey, if you're having your midlife crisis, what are you going to buy? You know what number one was? It's not a Corvette. It's not a convertible. It's not a prostitute. It's not a pair of expensive shoes. It's literally a retro toys from their childhood. An expensive Lego set, a vintage Transformer, something of that effect. And it was a big, long list. I just read an article on Forbes about it. The number one midlife crisis purchase for 40 to 45 years old male in this country is a Lego set or G.I. Joe toys or He-Man toys or something like that. Is the shit that I played with when I was 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 10 years old. Adult males, 45-year-old males. Ray. Say hi to your hand for me. That's the number. And I shared that with my friend today on the phone. And he's like, yeah, dude, it's gone. It's over. It's over. It's over. So I don't tell you, fellas. The one thing, you know what? I do know what to tell you. I do know what to tell you. If you want to see the product I'm talking about, if you want to see small, lightweight, take a Spark, take a Jet Blaster, make the mother effer fast, you need to scream and yell at every social media account from Sea-Doo, Yamaha, and Cowie. Excuse me. I mean, I'm talking full-blown Karen, full-blown political activist, dye your hair purple, scream and yell, shave your eyebrows off, and get a cheek piercing. Be the most obnoxious activist you can, and let Yamaha, Sea-Doo, and Cowie know this is what you want. Then you go tell your dealership this is what we want. And have the dealers argue with you, and you say, I'm going to punch you in the teeth, and I'm going to tell you right now, we want this. And you need to advocate it. I'm going to advocate it. I will. I'll be obnoxious. I'll tell people, hey, this is what we want. No, I don't. I want an Explorer Pro because I don't want to get wet and I don't like the feel of wind on my face. No, you're 65. Go to Cracker Barrel and go get early bird special. We want people who want to ride and go fast and get wet and jump waves and be a freaking hoonigan. That's what we want. Honestly. That's the only way you're going to save this sport. The only way to save this sport is the rec light line. Does that sound crazy? I think it sounds crazy. I think I'm crazy. I think I'm crazy. Oh, no, Tyler, you're exactly right. They're building. Tyler's point is exactly what I'm saying. These manufacturers do a good job of releasing stuff people want, especially Sea-Doo, to each his own. That's fine. That you're exactly right, and you're not wrong. I'm not arguing with you at all. You are exactly over target. My point is, if the people within the sound of my voice agree with what I'm saying, that we want lightweight, fast, stupid, rowdy, roll over in the surf, tip it over, run it up the beach, beat the freaking living piss out of it, and have a blast the entire time to the point that you're too exhausted to drag it up on the trailer, because that's old school jet skiing, then I will tell you, you tell the manufacturers this is what you want and they will build it. If you tell them what you want and you agree that this is what you want, they will build it. But if we keep telling them, hey, I want an 1,100 pound, LRV or SUV like Yamaha and Sea-Doo made in 2000 that goes 14 miles an hour and has an easy bake oven on the back, and it has, a little butt massager that has little magic fingers that does this, they'll build it and it'll be good. It'll be a nice unit because they're going to build what they're told to build. But if a bunch of psychopaths like me and all you guys who are listening to me go, yeah, dude, I want something that's freaking something is going to be retro 1996. I want an XP900. I want something that's freaking stupid. Then I'm going to tell you right now, we got to be vocal about it. We have to be obnoxious about it. Am I wrong? I mean, if I'm wrong, if I'm totally off base, if I'm the only person who thinks this way, then go, yeah, dude, you're freaking in La La Land. You're wrong. But I don't think I am. This is still, boom. This is still the biggest jet ski YouTube channel. It's still the biggest jet ski magazine. So I don't think I'm that far off base. I mean, if there was, if I'm over here, like, they're turning the frogs gay, and I'm freaking out and like alone, and there's 15 people listening to me, then I know, okay, I'm in the wrong. But I'm out here ranting, going, hey man, I think people want more of this. I think the guys who were simping for Yamaha over the weekend and saying they don't give a damn that they're being compared to, that they don't care, that Yamaha doesn't care they're being compared to Sea-Doo. In fact, they're kind of welcoming it. I go, you know what? You're right. You are right. Because they intentionally did this. There's no hiding it. It's not like a oopsie, we didn't mean to have the same colors. They literally followed a recipe. All right. So my point is, if we want a lightweight performance ski, if Sea-Doo is going to drag their damn feet and not give us the Spark X, then make Yamaha do it. Yamaha will kowtow to every dealership. They'll kowtow to Power Cycle Springs. They'll kowtow to Nielsen's. They'll kowtow to every major dealership. Riva, Broward, you get them. You scream at Broward. I don't want to say scream at Broward. That's not fair to them. But I mean, you go to your dealer and say, man, this is the ski I would buy tomorrow. I'll put cash down right now if you told me they were going to put a turbo on a Jet Blaster and have it make 170 horse. I'll give you $5,000 cash right now. You're like, oh, really? All right. That goes up the ladder. Don't think it doesn't. All right. That goes up the ladder. The Jet Blaster literally is evidence that public demand will force a manufacturer to build a product. Right? That's it. So, all right, we got some more super chats that I need to get to because these guys have been waiting, and it's not fair for me to take so damn long. All right, so Mark writes, what are your thoughts on the previous generation 2018 Kawasaki 310X? I love the old design compared to the new one. Seems like no frills. I love that ski. And the 318, or the 2018, excuse me, the 2018 has the better pistons. It does not have the hyper-eutectic powdered steel pistons. So they are going to hold together. Strongly recommend reaching out to Steve at Cowie Performance. Update your belt tensioner, update your pulleys to his stainless steel kits. That's not a performance gainer. That's not going to make you any faster per se. What that will do is keep your ski from rotting out. Kawasaki oh yeah, by the way, change out to his stainless hardware kit as well. You're going to want to, especially if you're buying a used unit, which you are, go hit up Cowie Performance. Tell Steve Kevin Shaw said, hey, get everything stainless that he sells, because Cowie cut major corners and not going stainless. You want the belt tensioner. You want the pulley kit. You want his hardware. Obviously, he'll try to upsell you on other stuff. He's not wrong. The guy knows Cowie's really well. If you want to support an American-made company, he's a really good dude. If you want to go fast, especially offshore, Cowie K-Speed works with Cowie Performance on a lot of stuff. Cowie Performance also works with Riva on a lot of stuff. Steve just wants to make Cowies last longer and run faster. So Steve's really good people. And the parts that I mentioned will just keep your ski together longer. Very good question, Mark. Sorry to run through it so quickly. All right, Charles. Charles writes, looking for a second ski to complement my tricks. Want playful but better acceleration and speed. Ride on small lakes and rivers. Any recommendations? For Sea-Doo, I really do like the GTI SE 170. If you want something a little quicker, the GTR 230 is a fantastic ski. Very well built, very fun, very playful, a little more stable. Obviously, it's bigger than a Trix. If you are, the problem is that there's nothing in the Rec Lite series that is comparable in size. Well, in fact, I'd say an old EXR that's a little bit more stable, same size, relatively as the Trix, not nearly as playful, a little bit rowdier. But if you want to go Yamaha, VX Cruiser HO are great skis. If you can find an older VXR, you're in like Flint. And I presume you're looking at used units. And so I would try to find like a late 2000 teens, like an 18, 19, or 2000 VXR. In fact, I would personally own a 2019, 2020 VXR tomorrow and not blink an eye. Naturally aspirated, lightweight, great coloring, GP hull, GP deck, GP, everything about it, except it's not supercharged. And you know, if you're going to ride rivers and lakes and you got kids and you're just kind of, you know, you're not Mr. Look at me, not Mr. You know, I got to compete, then the VXR is a riot, and it's got trim. Now, if you want something with cruise control, you'll sacrifice trim, but you'll get cruise control, and that's on a VXHO. All right. Henry writes, he says, this also might be the last time I tune in for a while. Thanks for all the fun memories and laughs over the years. Maybe I'll return one day. He had later said that was because he was going to flight school, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to put words in his mouth. I caught it very quickly, and I don't want to misrepresent what he said. And I'm not finding it. Rats. Henry, I have a lot on my plate. I'm starting school to get my airplane transport license. Very cool. Little bit about Henry. Henry has been a fan of the podcast for many years. Henry has been the king of non sequiturs. He'll get me with a super chat right in the middle of a rant. He'll get me right in the middle of a topic. I'll be interviewing someone, and he'll drop just a bomb of a non sequitur. And sometimes I'm good, and I'm able to go like, oh, I'll get to it in a second. And other times I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't take it. So I've barked at Henry. I've laughed with Henry. I've laughed at Henry. Henry's been a really good fan to us, and I'm sorry to see him go. Thank you very much for all the super chat and all the support, Henry. You're a solid dude. Best of luck with your super jet, and keep riding, dude. I want to see you having great success with that thing. So yeah, I just want to say thank you again. Cheers to you, Henry. You've been a solid dude. Thanks for being a fan. All right, Michael Hale writes, "Hell yeah, this rocks." This is, of course, during my rant about small wreck lights with big horsepower. All right. Kevin writes, I have a neighbor who has a 24 skater with twin Mercury 282 strokes. Flat out, it does 115 miles an hour on glass and 80 to 3 foot seas. Holy crap. That thing's got to be a monster. It's got to be a laugh riot, too, for being as loud as it is. It must have been 2001, maybe 2002. One summer in between semesters, going to school and trying to figure out what the hell I want to do with my life. My older brother, got a job building offshore race boats, engines for offshore race boats. It was at a place called Extreme Marine in Los Alamitos, California. And I was working in the same business complex at a CNC machine shop. Was it Schneider? Hans Schneider? Was it Schneider? Schneider Machine? God, I can't remember if it was Schneider or not. I thought it was Schneider. His first name was Hans. I wonder if he's still alive. Oh, guy. Anyway, after I get out of work, I'd walk just right across the parking lot, and I'd go into Extreme Marine and shoot the bull with my brother and his boss, and they'd let me start tinkering with some of the engines and, just kind of being a part of it. And really, this is really my first exposure to dealing with, centrifugal versus root style superchargers and big turbo kits and really wild offshore race boats, Donzies and cigarettes, and really, really wild stuff. Big money. And some of the boats these guys were making were out of sight. And it's, to be honest, kind of humbling, because it's kind of Major League Baseball. It's Major League Ball. These guys are dropping some serious coin on some serious boats. So it's always neat to see that stuff. It kind of makes you feel like you're playing with Tinker Toys when you're goofing off with jet skis compared to some of these offshore race boats. All right, guys, we are coming up on 2 hours. This is definitely one of the longest ones we've done. So, really want to thank everyone for hanging out. We had a really good audience, really great crowd. Kind of wish we had some more super chats. But I think we got to everyone's big questions. Hopefully I didn't leave anyone out. So I want to thank you again for tuning in. And I had to come around over the weekend. I came around on some of the Yamaha stuff. Don't get me wrong, they're going for the jugular. They're going, they're getting in Sea-Doo's face. I think that is a great throwdown for Sea-Doo. I'm very intrigued. I think it's too late for Sea-Doo to respond. But we'll see what this year brings. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some mellow stuff from Sea-Doo. I think Sea-Doo is going to play it conservative. And that will be the end of that. Paul asks, am I going to Fall Mudbug? Yes, I will be at Fall Mudbug. Will you be at Fall Mudbug? Let's all go to Fall Mudbug. And then Kevin asks, when is my trends video coming out? I haven't even started it. I haven't even scripted it. In fact, I kind of forgot about it, but you know, we'll see. And We Try Motorsports Fish Pro Switch. I've heard that. I've also heard a 230 Fish Pro. So we'll see. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for tuning in. We are now officially over 2 hours. Oh, Stuart. Oh, Stuart. I can't say your name without thinking of Mad TV. Now, Stuart. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. Sorry. My uncle has a 1967 Mooney M20F. Handy to have access to an airplane hangar with an engine hoist. Yeah, dude. Oh, my gosh. All right. That's enough out of you, Stuart. All right. Guys, thanks again. Appreciate it. We will talk soon. Have a good night.